What's up, guys? Today I had my lower body session for the week, and I'm very happy with how things are going. What you're seeing on screen there, and sorry for the camera by the way, I don't know why it did that, but this is a 335 pin squat to parallel, which is an all-time record for me, so strength is at an all-time high and just gonna keep moving on from here. I'm making this video in response to Monkey Bar's Every Days video. It's his 517th day in a row working out on the monkey bars, which I think is pretty awesome, so if you're into that type of thing, I recommend you check him out. In his video, he says that he disagrees with me on back training because I say you can't build a big, impressive, powerful looking upper back without lifting heavy weight, and he thinks you can. First, I should say thank you, this is what it's all about. If I'm just talking into empty space and no one has an opinion on what I'm saying, then what's the point, right? So it's all good, obviously, but first I should clarify something. I never said you can't build an impressive upper back without lifting heavy weight. In fact, usually when I'm talking about lifting heavy, I'm referring to the back as a whole, not just the upper back, but you can build a badass looking back using light weight. But I don't think it will ever be on the same level as someone who does train with heavy weights. In my opinion, there's something about a back that was built with heavy weight that just looks right. Like the back was able to take on its true form because it was built by doing exactly the type of thing that a powerful looking back looks like it's able to do. But this is all my opinion still and doesn't really have any meaning. The question remains, how would lifting heavy lead to a better looking back? I think I might have an answer for you. When you see the back of someone who is very strong, you know right away there's something special about it, but it might not be obvious from the start what that something is. All you need to do is look up strongman back on Google and compare it with a search for calisthenics back and you'll see what I mean. Even on the natural guys who don't have the excessive body fat, right away it's obvious which guy looks more powerful. Of course, again, looks is subjective, but I think you know what I mean. And this isn't to say the calisthenics guy isn't also strong and powerful, but in terms of that look of raw power, the strongman guy looks stronger. I was tempted to say this comes down to muscle maturity. The guy who lifts heavy has muscle that looks dense and powerful because it took him many years of hard work to get as strong as he is. And it's well known that the appearance of density seems to improve as muscle matures. In this way, it wouldn't necessarily be the lifting heavy that gave the strongman the better looking back, but the fact that he had to train for a long time to get there. But if this was the case, there'd still be no difference between them because the calisthenics athlete has most likely been training for just as long to get to where he is. So this wouldn't explain why the strongman looks more powerful. I think the real answer is actually a lot simpler than that. I think the answer comes down to exercise selection. The obvious difference between the calisthenics guy and the heavy lifter is the spinal erectors. You can get some nice development in the erectors without lifting heavy, but the gains will never be maximized for one simple reason. The exercises that build your lower back best are usually heavy compounds. Look at the deadlift, one of the best lower back movements of all time. How much development will you get if you only ever lift 135? Probably not that much because your body has so much strength potential when it comes to picking up heavy things. Exercises that build your erectors, the ones that also often work best for building the thickness of your upper and mid back and traps, need to be loaded heavy to be effective. That's all there is to it. If a guy is doing sets of 10 with 500 pounds, that's heavy. I think that's probably where I came off wrong. I said heavy lifting. I didn't clarify that I mean heavy weight, not just sets of 1 to 3. Though I do still like sets of 1 to 3. And I don't mean for this to be discouraging for anyone. Like I said, you can build an impressive back without lifting heavy, but at some point, if you continue getting stronger, as you should if you want to build muscle, you'll eventually be lifting heavy weights. And don't forget that what's heavy is going to be different for everyone. All that matters is that you do better than you did before. Deadlifting 135 is still very impressive if you started with an empty bar. So honestly, weight and heavy and strength and every other term used to describe things don't really matter. Just do what you do and get better at it and you're gonna get to where you wanna be. So thanks for watching, and Monkey Bars Every Day, you also tagged Protein Man, and you're right, his back looks awesome. So if you're watching Protein Man, it's nice to meet you and I'll see you around.